Struggling to remove stubborn dip powder? You're not alone. Glitter is gorgeous, but removing it can feel like a chore, unless you know the right steps. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you the easiest, most effective way to remove your glitter dip powder using the Sassy Saints method. I'll explain why each step matters, address common issues, and share my pro tips to make this process as smooth as possible. Let's get started. Here's a rundown of everything that you'll need for this particular removal method. Ziploc bag to hold the acetone and cotton pads while soaking. The Sassy Saints acetone or 100% acetone, as lower concentrations, like normal nail polish remover, will not work effectively. 5 lint-free wipes or cotton pads per hand, dried rice to help create a heat source, hot water to heat up the rice, a bowl that's large enough to fit your hand, an e-file or a regular file for filing down the layers of dip powder, coconut oil or cuticle oil, which is optional but recommended to protect your skin from drying out. So the first step is to file down the glitter dip powder. This step is crucial to break the seal and allow the acetone to penetrate through the layers properly. Glitter dip powder requires some extra filing compared to standard dip powder, so don't rush this step. Before diving into the removal itself, it's important to mention that you should always trim your extensions down if you use them prior. If using a regular file, make sure to use the rough side of the file to remove the top coat and the clear encapsulation layer if you applied one. Then you will reach the glitter layers. Keep filing until you are left with a thin layer. This may take some time but will make the soak-off process much faster. And if you are using the Sassy Saints e-file, the filing down process will be achieved much easier and much faster. You're going to simply attach the cone-shaped bit to your e-file and set it to a speed which you are in control of, and carefully file down the bulk of the dip powder. Using the barrel of the drill bit, work parallel towards the nail plate and then turning it to reach the side walls and the cuticle area. Dust away any excess filing with your powder brush. So why would we consider the filing step to be the most important of the whole removal process? Filing down the layers will break the seal of the top coat and the dip powder, allowing the acetone to work effectively on breaking down the glitter layers. Skipping or rushing this step can make the removal time significantly longer and way less effective. Another pro tip would be to check your progress as you file. If you still see a shiny surface, then you need to keep filing. And make sure not to file all the way down to the natural nail, as we want to keep a nice thin layer protecting it. Also take your time to not file over your skin, as this could be painful during the soak-off process. So once you've filed down your nails, you can now prepare the acetone for the removal process. After testing various techniques, we found the rice removal method to be the most effective, thanks to the heat retention and the distribution properties of the rice, which activates the acetone and makes the removal process faster and more effective. We know it can sound unnecessary at first, but please do believe us when we say this really is the safest and fastest way to remove your dip powder enhancements and to keep your natural nails in perfect health. Now, taking your bowl, start by filling it with 1/3 of rice. Then you can pour in your medium to hot water to fill the rice, just covering it. Alternatively, you can microwave your bowl of rice for 90 seconds on 60 watts. This step is crucial because the rice provides constant heat to keep the acetone warm and effective. But please be mindful not to use boiling water and to make sure to choose a temperature that you can comfortably tolerate. Now you can place 5 lint-free wipes or cotton pads per hand into your Ziploc bag and pour in the acetone. Make sure that you've poured enough acetone to fully cover your nail beds. Using a lower concentration of acetone won't work effectively, especially for glitter, hugely increasing your soaking time. Optionally, we recommend to add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or apply the Sassy Saints Nourish to your nails before soaking. This helps prevent excessive drying and to make sure your nails and skin stay healthy and hydrated. Now that everything is prepped and ready to go, you can now set your timer for 15 minutes and place your hand inside the Ziploc bag and seal it tight to prevent the acetone from evaporating. Make sure your nails are fully soaked in the acetone inside the bag and that the bag is fully submerged into the warm rice. Now begin to start rubbing your hands against the cotton pads inside the bag to help remove the softened dip powder. Keep your hand inside the warm rice bowl as much as possible whilst doing this. I've removed my hand just to demonstrate the motion for you. It's important to keep the Ziploc bag closed the entire time to prevent any acetone from evaporating. Now here's where the magic happens. Let the acetone do the work, trust the process and be patient. The combination of the heat, the acetone and the gentle friction ensures even the most stubborn glitter lifts off with ease. So after 10 minutes, check to see if the dip powder has completely softened and lifted off from the nails. If not, keep soaking until the timer goes off. So once your timer hits 15 minutes, remove your hand from the Ziploc bag. By now, the dip powder should have completely removed. If some of the glitter still remains, this could be down to a number of reasons. Ask yourself, did I effectively file enough of the dip powder layers for the acetone to effectively penetrate through the remaining glitter? Alternatively, the rice was not hot enough, and after 10 minutes, it started to turn cold. The water should stay hot, otherwise the removal won't be effective. So at this point, you should resist the urge to scrape or file over the nails. This could weaken your nails over time. Instead, you need to repeat the soak off for any remaining stubborn spots, so you should add more warm water to the rice, add more acetone to the bag, and soak for a further 5 minutes. It is, however, very rare that your nails should need soaking for any longer than 10 to 15 minutes if you followed all the steps thoroughly. And the final step to finish off your removal like a pro is to give your nails some love after all the acetone. So now it's time to go and wash your hands thoroughly in soap and water. And then apply a generous amount of the Sassy Saints Nourish or Cuticle Oil to hydrate your nails and skin. Now your nails are ready for a fresh new set. If your removal process is taking you longer than expected, then here's some highlighted common culprits to keep in mind. Perhaps you've not filed down enough layers of the dip powder for the acetone to effectively penetrate through to the natural nail. So keep this in mind for your next removal. Insufficient heat could also be a factor, so make sure your heat component is adequately warm but not uncomfortably hot. You could also potentially be using too little acetone, so make sure that your nails are fully submerged in the solution for an effective removal. And finally, make sure that you are using 100% acetone, as this is essential for an effective removal. The lower concentrations just won't work effectively. And that's it. Removing your glitter dip powder doesn't have to be a struggle. Follow these steps with your Sassy Saints products and you'll have fresh, clean nails in no time. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more nail care tips. Let us know in the comments if you have any more questions or what future videos you'd like to see from us. Until next time, see you soon.